And I just got one more thing to say. How about them Cowboys?
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan here on YouTube, the place where y'all can find my raw and uncut emotions about the Dallas Cowboys 24/7, 365. And as long as I'm alive, y'all know I'm DC for life. And if you're DC for life, won't you go ahead, hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to what we do here. Even though it's the playoffs, we still represent the Dallas Cowboys with pride and dignity. And we're going to do that through the playoffs, into the offseason, and on into the other season next year. So if that's something that you guys want to do, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and you can join the ACF family, and we can get it going. I know I've made a few videos dealing with the talking heads on Speak, but they continuously come on the air and say the dumbest things I have ever seen. And this segment is no different. I guess Shady McCoy was right. History does repeat itself. Even though the saying actually is, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. I hate to say it, but unlike Forrest Gump, your "my mama always said" isms are not set in stone. In this segment of Speak, Emmanuel Acho asked Shady if it was time to put some respect on Dak Prescott's name after he was named second team All-Pro. Let's get into what Shady had to say, then we're going to come back and hear my raw and uncut. Angry Cowboys fans, I got 3 clips in this video, so I ask you to rock with me, be patient, and we're going to get to my raw and uncut. But with that being said, take it away, Shady.
Is it officially time for you to give Dak Prescott more respect? The floor is yours.
No, for sure. I think he's earned it this year to give him more respect. Now, I think one thing about playing at an elite level is hard to do, for sure, and he's done that this year. But it's even harder to stay at that elite level, right? I mean, second team. Why
are you saying it like that?
No, I'm just saying.
I was wondering, why are you saying it like that?
Second team is one behind somebody, right? And I think that's
still hard to do. Hard to do.
No, it is hard to do. No, and I said that. It's hard to do, and that's why I'm giving him a little bit more credit. It's eighth year?
Eighth year in the league.
Eighth year, and he's made an All-Pro in his 8th year. He had some time. And it finally came together. So I give him credit for that. I think Dak is playing at elite level right now. But, I mean, we got to see it more often.
Sure, but
to really put him at elite level. That's all
Today, when Dak Prescott is proven to be better than every quarterback in football this year except for one, Lamar Jackson.
And that's why.
How impressive.
It is impressive. That's why I said that I will give him more credit, right? But to get that full credit, the way we look at Josh Allen, the way we look at Lamar Jackson, because we don't look at Dak Prescott. Even with this All-Pro, you don't look at him in the same breath as some guys do.
Yeah, he got to make a run in the playoffs. Make a run.
You see what I'm saying? So it has to be something extra for us to give him that super credit that you want to give him.
Yeah. Now, what about people who are going to say, well, Shady, you moving goalposts? Because everybody been waiting for you to give Dak Prescott, who you recently said was...
I just gave him love. I just said that he's having a solid elite year, and I give him more credit.
Okay.
But to give him that full... I can't look at him like I look at Josh Allen. Now, since you guys want to bring it up and all that, you can't wait to ask me. I see you in your chest. Can't wait to ask me that question. Cool. Where do you think Josh Allen should be at? Because you do have an All-Pro vote, right?
Yes, sir.
So if Lamar Jackson is going to be the MVP, so he has to be first-team All-Pro. That's how that works. And then Dak Prescott had a great year, right? So you got... What about Josh Allen?
Oh, Lord. You will notice that Shady tries. He tries to be an analyst, but the hate takes over. He can't help himself from not giving Dak Prescott the credit that he deserves. Seems like the type of person that expects one compliment in a sea of criticism to be enough. What you mean? I said he's playing at an elite level. So why the backhanded compliments, Shady? Why the butts, Shady? I bet it took everything in you to give Dak Prescott said compliment. A hater will always go into whataboutisms when they know a person has a point. He tries to bring up another quarterback he's played beside, Josh Allen. Then he tries to get Acho to co-sign, but even Acho couldn't co-sign that crap he was spewing out of his mouth. Dak Prescott is playing better than Josh Allen. Dak Prescott is playing better than your man, Jalen Hurts. Dak Prescott is even playing better than your boy, Patrick Mahomes. Then, when all else fails and Shady doesn't have a leg to stand on, he goes back to the past. History. Like I said, I guess history does repeat itself. The next person to answer the question was James Jones. His take kind of surprised me, not by his position he took, but how he worded it. Let's go ahead and take a listen to what James Jones had to say.
Yes, it is time for Shady to put some more respect on Dak Prescott's name, but it's not time for the world to put some more respect on Dak Prescott's name just yet, because Dak Prescott has to make a run in this playoffs, right? Because this all-pro is cool, right? Hard to do. I never did it, right? Never smelt it, right? Shady has first team all-pro. That's why he said second. Like, no. You know, we know Shady now over here on his desk, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you are voted the second best quarterback in the National Football League, that's an honor, right? I mean, I don't care who the first one is in front of you. That's an honor to be the number 2. So Shady has been really, really critical on Dak Prescott, really tough on Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott has earned some of that. And I believe Dak Prescott has not earned some of that. But he's been critical on him. So I think Shady does need to put a little bit more respect on Dak Prescott's name. But as for us being up here and the fans and the world watching, this is time now, Dak. All pro. You playing at an all pro level. They just put a stamp on that. And now you got 2 home games if you handle this first one at home and you playing really at an MVP level. Like, this is the time for you to go put your stamp on, I'm that type of elite quarterback in the National Football League that could take my team to these type games. And when we get to these type games, I'm that type of quarterback that can deliver in these type games. Not my defense playing well, not none of that other stuff, coach well, running the ball well. We win because of me and the way I played. And he has an opportunity on, what is it, Saturday or Sunday? Sunday to let the world know that.
Shady needs to put some respect on Dak Prescott's name, but the world doesn't? Dak has to make a run in the playoffs? Why is Dak Prescott's status dependent upon his run in the playoffs, but y'all give players like Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence the nod? All these talking heads, Joy Taylor on this show, talk about what Dak Prescott needs to do during the playoffs. They don't want to discuss Dak until the playoffs. I have never heard them talk about any other quarterback in the same light. Does Dak need to make a run in the playoffs? Yes. The Dallas Cowboys need to make a run in the playoffs. Due to the standards the Cowboys set for themselves, they need to make a run. What really got me is when James Jones said it needs to be Dak to stand up there and have these type of games, not his defense or anything like that. So you're saying that Dak Prescott has to go in there, go toe-to-toe and blow for blow with these other teams in the playoffs, and it's all on him? He can't have help from his defense? It has to be all him? I'm sorry, but like you guys said with the Eagles, a win is a win. What happens if the Cowboys suddenly find the run game and the defense stands up throughout the playoffs? Dak doesn't get any credit for it? I get it now. The goalpost is actively being moved yet again. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I don't want the haters to come in here and say, oh, they're saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but hypothetically speaking, let's say the Dallas Cowboys finds themselves on a run. They found the running game. The defense is balling out throughout the playoffs, and the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. They now have another way to move the goalpost. The defense showed up. Dak wasn't special. I can see that now. Now, let's get into the last clip that I got for you. It's Joy Taylor talking about if it's time for Shady to give respect. Let's go ahead and take a listen to what she had to say. Then we're going to come back and unpack my raw and uncut. All right, Angry Cowboys fans, this is the last clip. Take a listen.
I think he just did. I think he did. And Look, this is great for Dak. I love it for him. He deserves it. He's had an incredible year, the best year of his career. And it's a huge thing to be able to say. We said it about Jalen Hurts last year and most of this year until things fell apart. He was an all-pro last year. It's hard to do. It's hard to be the second best quarterback in football when you have guys like Josh Allen available, when you have guys like Brock Purdy have the season that he had. So I think it's a huge thing to say. I think it's a good starting point for a legacy run for Dak Prescott if he has that. If he goes on this run in the postseason, like many people expect him to do, on top of being named All-Pro, what James just said really matters. You're winning because of Dak Prescott, despite all the other All-Pros and all the Pro Bowls that the rest of his roster has, because this is a really, really good roster, and he's playing alongside some great players. For you to also be All-Pro validates that you are contributing at the highest level. You're not just relying on Zeke, which was the story at the beginning of his career. You're not just relying on CeeDee Lamb, which was the story last year. This year, we're seeing Dak play a different version of football. So I do think this is an incredible honor. He should feel great about it. And on top of everything that he's done this year, I also think it's impressive for him to do that coming off of the year he had last year, which, if you zoom out, wasn't a bad year. He just really struggled with turnovers. He got a lot of criticism for it. They definitely lost games because of it. And then you had the turnover from Kellen Moore to Mike McCarthy. So I think this is a great point of validation for Mike McCarthy, for him to step in. He had a lot of questions about what that was going to look like. Dak has had the best year of his career, got named All-Pro. They have a home game where they've won 15 in a row. I think it's a brilliant position for the Cowboys.
She started out by taking up for Shady. Angry Cowboys fans, did you hear that? Oh, he did. I guess history does repeat itself because she repeatedly comes to Shady's rescue whenever his takes are a load of shit. She always has to co-sign in one way or another. Like that person that will do anything for their crush to notice them. Laughing at all their jokes, when they don't even make sense. Dumbing themselves down to impress a dummy. She said that Dak Prescott relied on Zeke Elliott at the beginning of his career and that he relied on CeeDee Lamb. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Didn't Dak Prescott have to get CeeDee Lamb the ball? Wasn't it the media and fans telling Dak to feed the lamb this year? How do y'all expect Dak to do this? Throw it to himself? Block for himself? Run the ball himself? If Dak Prescott was on the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes was on the Dallas Cowboys, would Dak Prescott see this same vitriol he does now? Would Patrick Mahomes get the same hatred Dak does, or is it just a Dak Prescott thing? Since covering this show, I've only heard one person compliment Dak Prescott and didn't have a but at the end of it. That's James Jones. Anyone else seems to expect perfection from the quarterback of America's team. He can only be above average to the people on Speak. He hasn't even been All-Pro. Well, he is now, but of course you would differentiate first from second as if they're light years apart. The quarterbacks you named, Brock Purdy, had a chance to make both, and he didn't. Dak Prescott did. Josh Allen didn't make first or second team All-Pro. Dak Prescott did. No matter what Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys do, the haters will not give them the respect that they deserve. We could go out there and run the table and win the Super Bowl. The haters will find something to discredit them on. Detroit should have beat y'all. Y'all got the refs in your back pocket. All these things cannot be proven with facts or stats. Dak is ass, but the stats would disagree with you. Even last year's stats, they would disagree with you. No respect will be given to the Dallas Cowboys. This is why we have to go out there and take it. We have to go out there and play good old Dallas Cowboy football, that home field football. The Green Bay Packers would love nothing more than to come into our stadium and break our home game winning streak. They would love nothing more than to eliminate us from the playoffs and move to the divisional round. Cowboys, you can't allow them to do it. We have to protect our home, Cowboys Nation. We got to go out there and play bully ball for 60 minutes. We have to go out there and play as if our lives depended on it, as if there was no tomorrow, because this is the playoffs and there isn't. sound, complimentary football on all sides of the ball. Let's go into this game and prove ourselves right, because no matter what we do, we will never prove the haters wrong, because they never are. This is your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you think about what Shady and the crew had to say? Do you feel Dak Prescott needs more respect on his name? Let's have that conversation in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and want to represent the Dallas Cowboys with a bunch of great like-minded people, hit that subscribe button, press that bell so you can stay up to date with the channel whenever I go live or whenever I release a video. It's going down at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Jerry's World, the Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys. Let's get loud for America's team, Cowboy Nation. Until then, this is your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out.